That's right.
It hurt.
Yeah.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Nothing But 20s.
Was that on?
Yeah, that was on the whole time.
Yeah.
I told you that we were going live.
Shit.
Yeah, so welcome to the Siadarin Chronicles. My name is Cameron, obviously, the host and DM. Disclaimer. This show is recommended for mature audiences and contains, but not limited to, swearing, violence, gore, and sexual references. If the aforementioned content is likely to offend, we advise you to stop listening to this podcast. All accents, occasions, and characters are not based on real people or current cultures, and all similarities are completely happenstance.
Did you add a bit into that?
No, I used to say not based on real people or cultures, but technically they are based on cultures. They just haven't been around for 1,000 years. So, I mean, it's incorrect to say that they're not based on cultures.
Wow.
But they're not based, they're inspired by. It's not based on.
Can you culturally appropriate a culture that's non-existent anymore?
110%. 110%.
But how?
But again, I'm not
I'm also
basing
naive.
them on a culture. I'm just inspired. I've taken inspiration.
Well, I think
from
the US
some
is
culture.
inspired by the French before the First Revolution at the moment.
Oh my god.
Anyway,
Okay.
We're becoming political. I love it.
we'll do.
Had to be said.
We'll
I'm 14
do
and didn't
our
understand that.
Introduction.
Introduction.
Introductions.
Who does the introduction?
Doing the theme song.
Who made the theme song?
Our theme song is by Kylie Brielle.
That's right.
Which, if you're on YouTube, you'll be able to look at the description below, and
He
you should
whips in.
find all the details for her
All the sneaky
or
links.
them.
So to
Not too
speak.
sure what their pronouns are.
It's the background music by Michael Gelsey.
The background music is by Michael Gelf.
Oh, I knew it
Always.
sounded familiar.
Oh!
The background music is all done by Michael Gelfi, of course. And again, if you look in our description below, you should be able to find all the details for their stuff. Do fantastic work for background music for content creators. So yeah, look them up as well.
They are excellent. Thank you, Michael.
Yes.
Is it a one guy or is
No, it is a team of people.
Thank you, team of Michael Gelsey.
But it's Michael Gelfi
What a company.
Studios.
Thank
What a
you,
company
Michael
name.
Gelfies.
So I'll quieten our
All the
mic
Gelfies,
and
we
we'll listen
appreciate
to our theme song.
Roll your dice, defy the odds. Don't think twice. As a new day dawns over the tides, your destiny begins to rise to carry you far from your homestead. The world is wider than you knew, growing ever greater in your view. Are you prepared to face the challenge ahead? Drawing near, a whispering fear. With the darkness crawling close, can you tell friends apart from foes? Each trial you overcome will make you strong. The choice is yours alone to make, a chance to change the winds of fate. Will you withdraw or will you carry on? The hopeful skies gray before your eyes. Shadows surrounding, a black roaring threat to shroud all you love in night. Your allies stand together
Was it not muted?
Nah, it was.
Okay.
Oh,
Son of a bitch.
You do this every
I
time.
know, and you fall for it
No,
every
we don't.
time.
Now I'm really worried.
That one was
Start of the
worrying
show.
because there was shit that shouldn't have been said.
We're just pretending to make you feel good about it. It's a horrible joke.
I feel very illuminated, so I apologize. We've got lighting issues.
Yes.
The light's not even on.
We now have some.
Yeah, but like you guys look like all right,
You know what? I'll pull up the Twitch.
and then I just look heavenly.
Like,
Well,
I mean,
that fits.
Maybe put a hat on, see if that helps.
because maybe the glare from like your head could be affecting
Yeah,
the
the beacons are lit.
the beacons are lit.
Oh, I see what you mean. Look at him. He's
It's actually
bright.
just the beacons are lit.
The beacons are lit.
Fucking raven on the mountains.
Oh, he's lit.
Yeah.
But if I change the cameras around, then that makes you guys lit, and then I'm just dark in the corner. So I'd rather have you guys
Unlit.
have lighting properly done. You don't really need to see me; you just need to listen to my voice.
Is that right?
It's like the same for everyone, is it? No,
Oh yeah, but there's a little bit more. You just need to have 4 people on screen. Bro, we could be called the Five Guys podcast,
Wow.
but we don't
Five
have Five
Guys.
Guys.
Yeah. We're all women now because it's legal.
Yeah.
It is legal now in Queensland. Not too sure about the other states.
It's all right. Southeast Queensland, you don't need anywhere else.
Southeast Queensland doesn't exist. I mean, South Australia doesn't exist. Anyway, so
Our two fan
let's do a
bases, like-
recap of the last episode. So, last episode, we saw the party say their goodbyes to the Wood Elves and the outer ring of the Great Forest, the Lonely Wildwood. After discovering their arcane abilities, the 4 men were informed that they would be allowed safe passage through the forest until they prove that they are a threat. With that, the party set off with Tej for the Mushroom Ring, the home of the Lunar Elves within the Great Forest. The purpose of this journey, to visit the Lunar Elf matriarch, Siadarin, who was named by Olivia, the Wood Elf matriarch, as the Great Mother. Whereas Olivia was the mother to the Wood Elves, Siadarin was mother to them all. After a few hours of travelling, the party arrived at the Mushroom Ring in the mid-morning. The further they travelled into the ring, the more that the party understood the name. The trees grew taller in this area, and in their shadows grew large mushrooms, taller than even Zyre. Large shelf fungi grow on the trunks of the trees in the Mushroom Ring, which provide raised platforms for the Lunar Elves to live. Also, where the Wood Elves had giant spiders as companions, the Lunar Elves have giant quackers. Upon arriving, Tej went to inquire on Siadarin's whereabouts, learning that she is only a couple of hours away. We now join the party as they approach the Lunar Elf matriarch. So, I put the opening as 1100 on the 26th of Thermo, I believe it is.
Yes.
Cycle 1028 of the First Age. If I have a look here, it is currently
Should be like morning.
so it's 1100, which is morning. It's relatively warm in this area of the forest. Like I said, as you guys approached it, it started to feel very damp. It's very humid. It's definitely not a chilly morning, and there's quite a few rays of sunshine trickling through the canopy from above. And yeah. Oh yeah, we'll do the shout out to Sticker Obsessions as well. They donated us a computer. Forgot about that.
Thanks, Timmy.
Which we don't use that computer at the moment because we need to upgrade it to run OBS because apparently it's demanding. So
But thanks anyway.
yeah,
We appreciate you, Timmy.
so we'll get some background music going from Michael Gelfi Studios. We should have a product placement and like do obvious product placement. Michael Gelfi Studios, like have it like on a G fuel can.
Yeah, I was just saying, it looks like a can of drink. Yes.
We'll workshop.
There we go. Okay. So before we get into character introductions, basically what's happened, just to speed things along a little bit, Tej has come back from inquiring about where Siadarin is, where the Lunar Elf matriarch is, learning that she's about 2 hours away to the north. So he's basically just picked you guys up. I believe Oscar was inquiring about getting some lunar elf garb.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, he hasn't got you anything yet, but that is on the list of things to do. Yeah, he's basically picked everyone up, hurried you guys along, and
Arms.
Fuck yeah. He's a
And-
tank.
yeah, as basically started leading everyone. So you've already been traveling for another hour or so. You've got all your gear with you, ready to see the lunar elf matriarch. As you've been walking through the woods, again, most of this area looks very much the same. You are starting to see a few more lunar elves out and about. Most of them sort of keeping to themselves, but they do greet you relatively warmly. They wave and they smile back whenever you catch their eyes. They don't seem as pissed off to see you as the wood elves did.
Man.
What else was lovely?
I mean, we were fighting.
Ava
Who was
was
fighting?
great.
Who was fighting my wombat? It was you, wasn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
Man,
I'm like a
Uh,
little bit weirded out at this stage.
so I had the fight with the wombat, which grew a little bit of an audience.
Which I won, by the way. I just have to make that clear.
I'm going to say that for one of the quackers that you had been petting is sort of following alongside you as well.
Okay.
Don't get his hopes up.
This is just Traders Go V2. I'm going to rip it all away from you again.
Yeah.
And yeah, so as we're walking along, would you like to describe your character there, Alex?
Not really, but I guess I have to. Hi, everyone. My name is Alex. I play Endodrasic, the human/warlock. So Endodrasic, as you're well aware, 6 foot tall, quite slim individual with some blackish hair with a bit of red shade onto it when it hits in direct sunlight. Right now, he is quite moist. It is very damp in this forest.
You just
He is.
had to say that.
Yeah, I had to say, he is sweating. He's used to the coastal like heat, but this is on another level. He is drenched in it. His yoga pants are sticking to his skin. It is tight. So yeah, everything is pretty much attached to him. The whole shirt, the pants. But yeah,
He is
moving away from all
mushroom
that.
moist.
Mushroom moist? No. Mush moist. Mushy moist? No.
Moving on from the dampness. Obviously, he's wearing the classical mushroom kind of yoga style uniform that they wear. in this
Yes,
forest.
iconically classic.
Iconically classic.
The mushroom yoga pants.
And obviously, I do have to bring up his weight. Currently, 151.924 pounds.
He's lost weight.
Yeah, he's lost weight. He's losing
How have you
weight.
lost so much weight within 24 hours?
Hey, man, the walking.
The squits.
No, it's been 24 hours.
Yeah.
I haven't had breakfast.
He's not used to the food here and he's just been shitting.
Dude, it's mushrooms. There's no meat. Anywho, so as you are well aware, he does have a. What did he say? What did he say? Yeah, has a glove. It's quite unique. It was made by my good friend Matthias. Made for cookware. He does have some extra cool tools on it, as well as his cooking knife, utensils, and so forth. Right now, he is just cruising along, waiting to meet the next matriarch, the next person in charge, and just obviously get a foothold on where we're heading. I can imagine the whole group is keen, and yeah, that'll be my intro. Moving on to Jack.
Well, how do you follow mushroom moist?
Mushy moist.
Hello, I am Jack. I play Zyor, a 6'9", 240-pound hardy Leonin. He's got a big golden mane. It's a bit roughed up now. Ever since he's been in this damp ass heat, it's just puffed up like a stupid cat,
Imagine just
you know.
lying with a big ass afro.
Yeah. Zyor at the moment is wearing his usual stuff. He's got no boots on. He's got his webbing, black fur skirt. He's just pacing along. He's glad that he was out of the wood elf area, but he's actually a lot more like uncomfortable in the mushroom ring. It's too dark, too moist, damp, all that. So he's actually praying to get through here as quickly as they can, so he can get to the soul ring, which sounds like sunshine and rainbows.
Or a Magic the Gathering card.
Oh, something like that. Yeah, you know, fair enough. We're not crossing games here, guys. Let's be real. Yeah. So
They're both within the coast.
Oh, okay, fair enough. No,
Yes. Oh shit! Now I'm scared.
I mean, there is a Magic the Gathering source book for D&D.
Yeah, Guildmaster's Ravnica.
that seems like
Take your word for it.
incoherently jumbled. Like there's no need to
And
cross over.
Strixhaven.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, Strixhaven. Yeah, that's it.
I'm sure there's another one coming.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Anyway, sorry, Jack.
Oh, yes. Sorry. It's yeah. So he's trying to get through here as quickly as they can. Meet the mother of all, as she is called, and GTFO.
Sweet.
Hi, I'm Mitchum, and I play the human young male named Oscar Weaving. For game mechanic purposes, Oscar is a bard. He is a lover of music, a reader of books, and if you've been tuning in since the beginning, since our character background, little spiel, this may be a little refresher, but if this is your first time tuning in, Oscar is an aspiring author. He wants to write tales of adventure that surpass the ones he's read as a child. Being in amongst the elves, first the wood elves and now the lunar elves, Oscar is swarming with ideas on how to do these places justice. And the people are just so beautiful. So beautiful. So Oscar is currently looking around the place like a child does in the lolly section of Woolworths. His eyes are eager and full of optimism. His pale red hair is currently still just hanging down. He hasn't tied it back because it is hot. Notice word choice, guys? Yeah.
I mean, like, you can continue.
I had
on
to
with
do it.
the
I had to do
word.
it. So he is still wearing the wood elf garb and is looking forward to getting the moon elf attire. The wood elf garb being what was it, like a flannel but green with the brown yoga pants.
Well, they're not yoga pants.
They are now.
Literally described them as
No,
I'm
it's
going
like
along.
The other
It's too late.
wood elves were.
been
You
3
guys are wearing
sessions.
sort of baggier brown pants.
Oh, the way I fill them out.
The way I
Just kidding.
Okay, if
Oscar
we're not
doesn't
calling
have
them yoga
that
pants, I'm going to call them parkour pants.
Parkour.
Parkour.
They're rave pants.
Are they
I was gonna
cargo
say.
pants?
That's it.
Do they have pockets?
They do, yes.
Yes. Oscar's pockets are currently filled. They're not.
Oscar's pants are currently filled.
No, they're not.
Pants are filled.
So, aside from his basic human, I guess, attire and appearance, well, elven attire, human appearance, he's really enjoying the fact that there is giant, friendly, fuzzy animals that aren't trying to kill him or don't induce nightmares like spiders. And you said that there was a quokka following me, is that right?
Yes.
He's giving it scratches.
Scritches.
He's like walking with it next to him, just giving it behind the ear scratches. And that is Oscar.
Hi, I'm Dan. I play Matthias Terullius Septimus Yassir Algebar, a feral tiefling. Now, I watched Maleficent last night,
Oh.
and the king said winged. So
Yes.
I'm going to say winged.
In what context?
I'm not surprised. Well, it's just another way of saying winged.
Yeah.
Tomato.
Yeah, pretty
Potato,
much.
potato.
So I'm going to say winged, artificer, artificer. Depends what mood I'm in, how passionate I am.
I thought you were going to keep going.
There's more.
And I've lost my voice, so I'm going to say Matthias has a what do mushrooms give out? Spores. He has it's like hay fever but spore fever.
Yeah.
So he's struggling a bit in this ring. He's got shoes on, still the feather stuffed shoes, nice and comfy. Always got his apron donned and his tool belt on his hip. Well, I guess really around him. It's always on him. He's got the long brown frazzled hair, which is now the darker color from when you've got like wet hair. It goes a little bit darker. Still unkempt as usual. And really not too stressed about the general surroundings. Just more in awe of new sights, new things, new potential. So again, Matthias is not feeling threatened.
Got a little bird on his arm.
Oh yeah, I forgot that I have a clockwork bird that he's fiddling with. Oh, no, he's not. Yeah, there's a clockwork bird that he's holding. Fiddling's not the great word. Just a little bird that jumps up and down on his arm, his shoulder, in his hands. It's his little companion. Fuck yeah.
Got that.
And the last ball dropped. And that is Matthias.
All right. So,
Sorry, Cameron, you have to do your character introduction.
yeah, I am Cameron. I am the DM. I have no strength stat, no dexterity stat, no constitution stats.
Yeah, after the jalapeno juice? No, you don't.
Negative 4 on the charm. And, yeah, I guess I'm the king of the nerds in this arena.
God of the nerds.
Arena of the misfits. So,
All
Daddy
great.
of the nerds.
Daddy of the.
I saw it. I saw it clicking.
nerd daddy.
Dad, I see.
Dungeon
Dad, I
Mummy. All right. So, as you're walking through the woods, again, nice and damp. Starting to warm up quite a bit as you head to midday. As you are walking further and further away from the initial Lunar Alpha establishment that you're sort of part of, you're starting to head into sort of more open spaces. And again, because the trees are larger here, the trunks are very large, but it means that the canopies are even larger, so there's more space between the trunks. As I said before, there's very large mushrooms around, and it sort of starts to open up into a grove. It gives you the same vibes as the grove that you initially saw Olivia in. So it opens up into a nice sort of patch of grass. However, there is no sort of beam of sunlight coming down through the trees. It's sort of just well illuminated by many different colourful plants. And as you were told before, lunar elves are sort of a little bit more lively at night time. Tej sort of looks back to you guys and tells you to wait for a second. And as you do, if you do, up to you.
Yeah, like everyone looks at the left side of the table.
Why are you looking at me?
doesn't understand any social cues whatsoever.
Is there a patch of grass that isn't filled with mushrooms?
Yeah.
I'm gonna lay in it.
In this area,
Yeah.
the grass is very soft, very, very beautiful to touch.
Yeah, I'm just gonna lay down. Well, you know when you sit down and you have your arms behind you and you just prop yourself up, feet spread out. Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
Anime intro, wind blowing the hair.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You do notice as Tej sort of walks off, there are mushrooms here and there, but very scattered, and like I said, a lot of growth and flowers and whatnot. And Tej is probably gone for about 5-10 minutes before he comes back and he says, "All right, you're ready to meet the Great Mother.
Are we? Okay, fair enough.
Are you ready?"
Well,
Yeah.
Are we?
Well, shit, hold on. Let me just head back home real quick. What do you want from me, Tej? Come on.
Standard sort of honorific supply until
Still do these ones?
granted. Yes.
Do we have to remove any?
I'd say just leave everything here, all your kit and whatnot.
Hey, Tej.
Yes.
Can I keep my tool belt on?
Yes, you can keep your
Thanks. Look, again, I mean no harm with it. You know, some people might think my tools can be intimidating. Like I could use harm. I probably can't hurt anyone.
Oscar puts a hand on.
Definitely not the Great Mother.
Oscar puts a hand on Matthias' shoulder and goes, "Look,
We'll work on
you can
this.
just keep your till belt on unless you're told to take it off, and then say that. I feel like if it's not said, it's implied you can keep it on."
Okay.
Zio,
yes.
you might as well ask about that sword.
Yeah, they won't.
Like, you never know. She might know something.
Yes. Actually, yeah. Feel free to bring the cloak and the sword.
Okay.
okay.
I thought you were telling me to take it off.
No, because we were talking
Nah, definitely.
in the
No,
outer ring.
I can guarantee you that your sword is no threat here.
Okay,
No,
buddy.
it's not.
Okay,
I
buddy.
like put my hand on Zio. It's like, it's not what you think. It's not what he's saying. Do not let it go to your head.
So I was just like, yeah, all right. I'm a threat.
Bags off, shoes are by the bag because I still haven't put. I've taken them off since I arrived in the circle.
Okay.
So shoes are by the bag, and I'm just going to walk barefoot in the direction that Tej has indicated.
I just know it's full of toe jam, man. It's just so
Yeah, that's a good
nasty.
idea. Matthias, like the one social cue he picks up on, he takes his shoes off. Oh, actually, yeah.
Ooh, a piece of candy. As Tej leads you into this grove, it's not very walled off, but it's almost like a privacy screen of shrooms.
Nice.
Nice, skinny, stalky ones, almost becoming sort of like almost planks of wood as they sort of meld into like a nice walled area.
Oh, I was going to say, do they like mold them so that the cap is bent over? As
Oh, it's like a bus shelter.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was...
No, not a bus but it's sort of like, if you can try to imagine, it's sort of like they're quite obvious stalks of mushrooms, and as it gets further and further along, they start to blend into each other to turn into this hardened wall type area.
It's just the 70s.
Yeah.
Walk in and it's like tie-dye everywhere.
It's got like that weird wallpaper that like your grandparents
Oh.
had in their house.
God.
It's all...
There's always a haze.
Nicotine stained.
Always a haze in the house.
The one corner's got the yellow smoke going off it.
And as you walk in, there's a few scattered mushrooms that almost look like, I was going to say stools, like toadstools. Seats. So there's quite a few of them around. There's a couple of quokkas. In the middle of the clearing, you can see a short elf, she-elf. She's probably about, I think I've written here, she's about 5'4".
3, 2, what?
Like 5
It's a young
inches
one.
wide.
Oh, no, negative. No. Saitara is
She's
a tall
negative. Oh.
She's negative 5'4". No, she's 5'8". So I'll give you a quick description of the female you see. So Saiteria is a beautiful lunar elf standing at 5'8", slim and petite. She is often seen wearing graceful dark dresses, or dresses of blue. In this case, it's sort of like a mix of the two. She's adorned in silver jewelry and bright gems that catch the light. She has light skin, typical of the lunar elves, as well as big light blue eyes and raven dark hair.
What was her name again?
Her name is Saitaria.
It's not Bell.
Cyttaria.
Okay, we did this last
Yeah, yeah. I was real. I put like
T.
Aria. She is currently sort of crouched over what looks to be a baby quokka, with a couple of the other quokkas, larger ones nearby, which the one that was traveling with you moves over to. Behind Saitaria, sort of standing back, looks to be smoking a pipe of some sort. Not a crack pipe, just a nice, a nice elvish sort
The
of
Gatorade
long
bottle with a
pipe.
hose pipe.
Sitting there. No, smoking a nice long pipe, sort of blowing smoke rings and whatnot, is a male elf. Dressed in very similar garments, also adorned in sort of silver jewelry, long flowing dark hair, almost could be Tej's brother in looks wise.
Matthias is gonna chirp up and be like, "Is this another test? Like, are you another shaman, magician guy to test our skills of magic?"
Tej just glances at you, like,
The daggers.
not death staring, but sort of glances across your eye, corner of his eye at you. As you approach, Saitaria stands up, and everything about her reminds you of water. She's very flowing. Everything is smooth. Unlike the wood elves, sort of almost predatory movement that reminds you of, a stalking creature. The lunar elves here are very fluid.
We're good. Oh, I'm not sneezing.
Watermelons.
Watermelons.
And as she stands, Tej does his honorific bow.
I follow suit.
Everyone else?
Okay, fuck it.
Matthias,
like,
about that.
waves.
You never gave us like training to say good morning in the language, so I was just like, "Fuck, what do we say?"
I got
Says
this.
good
It's-
afternoon.
Is it
Well,
good?
dog yard.
afternoon? We traveled for an hour. Yeah, so it is technically the afternoon when you think about it.
No, it's still 1100.
11.
I thought you said it took us an hour.
Literally told you.
You literally said an hour.
I said
Whittling.
as you are entering this area, it's about 1100.
Oh, okay. I'll trust you in this.
I thought that too until he said yard trimming. So
Yeah, sure.
you gotta learn to listen.
So, within an instant, Saitaria's face goes from sort of like graceful to almost like enlightened happy, and she greets all of you and she says, "Welcome, dears. Come on, come sit. We have so much to discuss."
I don't know how to react to that.
Okay.
Fuck it.
Matthias sits.
Just sits where you are.
Yeah.
Doesn't move any closer.
Just plunk.
She sort of gestures you all over to a couple of stools, and she sits on the ground. You notice there's a few cups and what looks to be a couple of jugs and whatnot in this sort of largish stool.
May I? And I point to the cups and the jug.
Oh, please.
Would anyone else like one?
No. No, thank you.
Yeah, I'm not really great at this walking stuff, so I'm thirsty as hell.
We'll go for
I
it.
look at the guy with the pipe and Saitaria.
He just holds up his hands.
What a power move. What an absolute Chad. Look at him. Look at him go.
You
He said a damn word, made his
Would
presence
you like
known.
one, great mother?
Oh, yes, please, dear.
Tej?
Tej, holds out a cup for you.
I'll begin pouring drinks.
Please, sir.
Nice.
And after the drinks are all poured, the Great Mother sort of takes an instant. You notice that it's steaming off the top. And as you drink it, you notice a few earthy tones. It's almost like unsweetened tea.
Oh, yes.
Very bitter to the taste, but not unpleasant, not entirely unpleasant.
It's not going to kill you. It's not going to cure your thirst.
You
so.
taste the zinc,
Matthias is-
the copper.
Oscar likes it.
This is not too bad.
Actually, while you're pouring it, make a perception check.
Poisoned.
Okay, goodness.
That's why I said no.
End of campaign
Well,
stuff.
that's a nat 20
That is
Well
a
done.
nat
Oh,
20.
There we go.
for a total.
Nothing but.
For a total
Bet you $2 is like 24.
of 23.
Oh, that's close.
So,
I'll take that $2.
as you're pouring it, it's almost like a mix between a water jug and a kettle in terms of like it's got a lid on it.
And a mushroom lid.
No. No, it seems to be fired clay. And as you're pouring it, you notice that towards the end of the pour, you can start to see stalks of mushrooms poking out through the, like, what's it called?
Spout.
Spout.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're going on a trip.
We do not condone the use of illicit drugs on this show.
Ah, I never said anything about being illicit.
I did.
Yeah. Illicit is just to the region.
It's legal in this world.
It's medicinal, we swear.
I got glaucoma.
So yeah, that's what you notice. I guess if there's being a nat 20, if there's anything you want to ask about this particular jug and its contents, you can ask away. If you've got anything else to ask.
Is this an expensive drink?
Oh, goodness.
Oh, yeah, that's a good question. Well, there is no price in this.
Does it smell like visions?
Does it sound like what?
Does it smell like hallucinations?
You smell
Can't
it.
Nat 20, bro. You could smell like the future.
Is it like just reserved for royalty?
There's no way that you'd be able to know that.
Oh, I asked that question.
Oh, you asked that.
Yeah.
Saitari says, not particularly. It's a nice brew. These mushrooms were harvested probably yesterday. I wouldn't say expensive. Most lunar elves here drink similar quality.
I make sure to sit on the grass so I'm not sitting above her.
Okay. You're quite obviously like looking down.
So, you coming up and
Even sitting, you're probably like near
5
people's shoulders.
He's just looking down at everyone. Matthias says, yeah, definitely drinking it. Just
I can say
it's nice. I could go with just water, preferably. But like, look, I've had worse. You know, there's been some nights we've had a few drinks that aren't really tasty. But this one is different. Like you said, it was like a tea. Do mushrooms have leaves? I know they got stems. It's not bad.
You notice, and this almost puts you off for a second, but the entire time that you're speaking, Siadarin is intently listening to you. She doesn't roll her eyes. She doesn't sigh.
Ooh.
She doesn't look away. But the entire time that you're speaking, she's invested in what you're saying.
Not used to this type of attention when Matthias talks. It's usually dismissive.
Starts
and
blushing.
A lot of eye rolls. Matthias is going to stop and put it down and say, thank you. It was a nice drink.
She, as you say that, she reaches out and grabs your hand. Well, not grabs it, but sort of rests her hand on top of yours.
Matthias is stunned.
And you can almost see tears welling up in her eyes.
Oh my god, what the fuck?
As she says,
I'm so sorry.
well, that's what she says to you.
To me.
Says, I'm so sorry for what you all have been through. And as she says that, she sort of looks towards everyone else.
How do you know what we've all
Oh
been through?
man, Oscar's like fighting back. I'm fighting back too.
And as she looks at you and stares at each one of you equally, and again, you just you feel so comfortable around her, and you can almost start to see why she's called the Great Mother. She feels very motherly. You feel very safe in her presence. And she says, Tej has told me, I think, everything initially I need to know. And I guess we can start the conversation here. I believe you have something to show me.
Yes.
Do we?
Yeah, Zio. Feel free to.
Oh,
yeah.
dude, I'm gonna do this so funny.
And I guess
Draw my sword in like a unfathomable fashion. I don't fucking know. I'm gonna draw it like I'm about to attack and just. What is this? Where does this come from?
You notice that when you draw it, the man who's standing behind Siadarin stiffens a little bit.
That's all I wanted. I wanted to see who was like.
You want to get a man
Action.
stiffen?
He doesn't move. He sort of just stands a little bit more upright.
I'm gonna like.
He still looks very calm, still blowing smoke rings. Siadarin does not look worried at all. She is very calm. As you hold it out to her, she grabs it, and almost very similar to how Olivia reacted, she sort of reaches out, and just before she touches the sword, she sort of recoils back before grabbing it, almost like a static shock.
Oh, so when you go to close the car door and it zaps you.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And as you all can now see, she is illuminated by a sort of golden halo aura as she's holding the sword and sort of intently looking at it. She begins to furrow her brow as she is inspecting the item before handing it back. Yes, no, this is quite troublesome. I've only seen this once before. In the mountains in Dragontooth Ridge. Well, personally, I didn't see it. Many cycles ago now, we've led a expedition, mainly the Lunar Elves, since we're the only ones who generally feel comfortable out in the world. Led an expedition to Dragontooth Ridge, where we found a doorway, I guess is the best way to describe it. Which was carved out of some type of material that reminds me of the metal used here. Not too sure where it could have come from. Definitely not from the Hillmen. I've never seen this type of craftsmanship from the Plainsmen either. Definitely not of elvish make that I'm aware of, unless it's from another great forest, which I highly doubt.
Well, the people that had these swords, they were just mercenaries, just thugs. You don't think they've got any magical connections? I personally think they just stole it.
Potentially, but they still had to come from somewhere.
I mean, they were This sword was from one of the ones wearing the purple cloaks, is that right?
Yeah, the purple
Yeah.
cloak. And I pull out the purple cloak, fold it, and just hand it over to
Freshly-
her as well.
freshly
They
pressed.
look like... Freshly pressed.
Yeah.
They look like the elves, didn't you?
At one stage, they look like it. Yeah, one of them was definitely of an elf descent. I just could not confirm.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Did you say they like bled a different
They
color?
did, yes.
Yeah. Well, was it like
It was
blackish
a
purple?
dark purpley.
Yeah, purple.
Yeah.
So it was
Okay.
like it was the color
Okay.
of the cape,
Yeah.
so it was purple. So
Yeah. They also bled. Okay, I'm just gonna reiterate that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, do all elves bleed that color? Purple, blue, whatever?
I have no idea.
Do you bleed that color?
With that, Siadarin holds up her hand and runs her finger along it to reveal scarlet blood dripping down her hand.
What color is
Before
scarlet?
again seeing,
Okay.
before seeing the golden glow, as she sort of wipes her hand and no cut can be seen.
Honestly, I was expecting old mate to fucking charge me.
Do you bleed red? Honestly, your insides.
Need to harvest those. No.
During this encounter, I would like to cast Divine Sense.
Okay.
So who's good or evil in a
Ooh.
60-foot
Fuck.
radius? Oh no, hang
You'll
on.
be, you'll be detecting us as well.
Anything affected by the Hallow spell or know the location of any celestial fiend undead within 60 feet, and I can detect good and evil.
Oh, you pick up nothing from me,
Within how much? 60 feet.
Yeah.
That come on.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Should be in your
Description.
Yeah. Well, it's like your second thing. You're either lawful
Characteristics.
good.
Oh, you picked up good.
You picked good up in me.
You get nothing from me, mate. It's fucking blank.
This guy's grey.
I am lawful neutral.
So nothing, good.
good. So you can feel like a weird presence next to you, I suppose, from coming from Matthias. You would probably see.
Please tell me he's evil.
You'd probably sense. You'd definitely sense good from Siadarin.
Yeah, figured.
And you would probably sense nothing from the man behind her.
Ooh, I was gonna say, did we infiltrate like a treason among these? Just rocking
Dude,
in?
like that's all I was hoping for. I
Well,
was-
just being evil doesn't mean you're bad. It's just a different way of
that
looking at it.
sounds
Well,
communist.
Because I'm pretty sure Belle was lawful evil.
Yeah,
Blue
lawful.
was lawful evil.
It was
as well.
chaotic evil, bro. She was
She-
fucking
yeah, it
insane.
felt like
She definitely
chaotic.
wasn't chaotic. Evil.
Chaotic felt like it, but it was
Actually,
lawful.
no, maybe she was chaotic.
I mean, I played a
I
chaotic
definitely
good.
remember.
Blue was lawful evil.
Yeah. Anyway,
So as she cuts her hand, you do your spell. While you're doing that, Matthias gonna ask like, so who bleeds purple with pointed ears?
when you cast your spell, she her eyes lighten up, and she before answering you, she says, "Oh yes, I did hear that you had arcane abilities among you."
I'm gonna like stiffen, but like stay stoic. They ain't no shit. Die with the lie.
And she said, she sort of like again, she sort of reaches out to grab your hand if you allow her to,
Yeah, fuck it. I'm just.
and she says, "Tell me what you did."
I don't know. Like, it just focused really hard, and people started glowing. You did. You glowed. This guy glowed, and no one else did.
Fair.
No. He glowed something god awful. Like everyone else had
Wait.
nice, light, friendly
Oh,
colors.
actually, yes.
Okay.
Oh, I
didn't
totally
know that.
forgot about that. His
didn't know.
necklace.
And then that thing,
His necklace glowed
like
Oh, so
a dark
with
evil,
evil.
the eye of fucking Sauron around your neck.
I have the bandana on, so I'm like avoiding all fucking like
I'm not
contact
going
on
to
me.
mention what I saw.
You're not
doing that. No,
Okay,
I don't.
okay.
I don't want his necklace to fuck me up.
Yeah.
I do want to add that Jack will remember that, or
All right.
Zaya will remember that.
And then to you, she says, "Oh gosh, no species that I know of. It has been a fair while since I've ventured into the world. Things may have changed.
Are you allowed to venture out of here? Being like the Great Mother, do they let you?
I could if I wished.
Yeah, you being the mother, couldn't you just say, let me out? Are you like prisoner because you're the mother?
Definitely.
Not prisoner, but like, not allowed to go because you got responsibilities.
I have as much freedom as any other lunar elf has.
Well, why don't you go?
With that, you can almost see tears well up in her eyes again as she sort of doesn't look at anyone. Her eyes sort of avert for a second before she says, oh, dear, there's nothing much that interests me out there anymore.
Do you like the same stuff over and over again?
It's comfortable.
Is it
comforting.
repetitive? Like, do you get inspiration being in the same spot?
Oscar just sips his tea.
Because as weird as this is, like, I'm not glad that my town got raided and I had to leave. But, like, it's kind of like a good coincidence because I've always wanted to leave. Like, the repetition of the beach, the waves crashing. Where's the inspiration?
Weren't you the one who was like, I want to go home. I want to build up our town.
Yes.
I don't want to leave our town.
Yes, I'm extremely uncomfortable, but I'm inspired by everything.
Can everyone roll a Constitution saving throw?
Are we being drugged?
Fuck.
Wait, is it everyone just in general, or
Yes.
it's people who drank?
Everyone who drank.
I didn't bring
Then
my.
I
You
will.
haven't drank anything.
I did
yet.
not. I refused. I refused.
I got
Damn, well done. Holy shit.
Yes.
I got an 8.
All right.
Natural fucking
got a
20.
6.
With a natty 20, you feel fine.
Great.
You feel energized, I suppose. Almost like you've just taken a long rest, which I mean, I guess you sort of have. But
also-
you feel refreshed. You notice that. Actually, no, you probably wouldn't notice anything else. You just feel real relaxed.
Well, I'll just roll perception if that's okay. I feel like something's watching me right now.
You can roll perception. For you two, you're starting to feel relaxed, but almost not uncomfortably relaxed. But
Are we noticing how relaxed we're getting?
Sedated.
Are the colors getting brighter?
colors are getting brighter. nothing spooky's going on. Nothing spooky's going on.
Not yet.
But yes, colors are starting to get a little bit brighter.
Magic mushroom tea with the fucking great matriarch.
You're getting sort of more drawn into, I guess, the conversation. You're starting to feel a little bit more empathetic. Yeah, that's probably all I'd have to say from now.
Remember, kids, don't do drugs.
I wanna,
Remember, drugs don't do kids.
I wanna like reach out and get my sword back.
She's already given it back.
Oh, okay, cool.
Anything
How?
to do with the cape quickly?
With the cape, she's sort of presented in front of her. She pulls out a strand of thread before she's giving it back to you.
Okay. Well, I'll just grab the cape and I'm actually going to pull out my wombat and let him play on the
I'm
cape.
gonna pull out my wombat.
The pocket wombat.
So,
Yeah, I'm just like mini wombat just playing on the little thing as I mess with him.
taking another sip of the tea, Oscar's going to lean over to Matthias and go, because I imagine Oscar sat close to Matthias but on the ground. Oscar leans over to Matthias and goes, did it just get brighter in here?
Honestly, I'm not quite sure.
I look up.
I haven't blinked in 3 hours.
Crusty. Taking yet another sip, Oscar's going to glance up at what would be the sky or a canopy. What is the aerial?
In this area, yeah, there's a very high up, probably about, I think I said about 500 feet. Up is the canopy at the moment.
Is it trees or mushrooms?
It's trees here.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's trees.
So just wanted to clarify that. Do I see trees or do I see mushrooms?
No. You're seeing trees. But you're sort of almost distracted by the patterns that the canopy makes for a second.
Right.
Matthias's mind has slowed right down, so the overthinking is now turned into hyperfocus. Not so much hyperfocus, more like no focus.
Right.
So he's just got nothing. He's
Tumbleweeds.
So, Great Mother, still looking up at the skies, the canopy. Oscar goes, I go. I'll get into character instead of doing third person. I'll go, hey, Great Mother, you said that this is a pretty common tea for everyone?
Yes.
Does it normally make things more interesting?
Oh dear, this is the staple diet for us lunar elves, and this is only our daytime drink. But yes,
They got a NyQuil.
I mean, no.
I mean, no.
We find it's better for the soul to stay relaxed and to go about a daily business slightly influenced by the forest itself.
To them, it's a microdose. To us,
Yeah.
Our people's a boom.
these elves have been microdosing for the last 1,000 cycles.
I
They're used to it.
I kind of like. So, mother, is this like? Have you sedated us by chance?
Consider it lunar elf hospitality.
Jesus.
Well, I don't feel it.
I'm like
And I-
hella on alert, dude. I'm like hand on the hip, unclip the holster, rubbish. I'm like, this is whack. How far behind is that male elf?
Probably about 20 feet.
Okay. Well,
Not about to pick a fight.
no.
It won't be a fight.
So,
Actually, roll a perception check.
oh goodness. Natty 1.
Nice.
Yo.
It landed on the paper. I would keep it a buck.
You think there's a guy? It could just
Yeah,
be mushroom.
some dude.
No. So with an 81, he looks very calm. Again, he's 20 feet away. He doesn't look like he's watching you guys at all. He's sort of in his own world. Yeah,
What is his deal? Okay, that's to Siadarin, obviously.
you're saying that to
Yeah.
Siadarin.
What?
Jesus.
What's up with? No, not like what's his deal. Like,
You got a problem, man?
who the fuck is that guy?
You watch your fucking mouth.
Who's that?
Siadarin sort of.
What's his?
That's
Dave.
I swear to God, if it's Jonathan.
that's Jonathan. No, that's Tyrone.
Oh, that's even
Tyrone?
worse. Tyrone.
Oh, Tyrone.
I still say
If
Tyrone.
you said Tyrone, I'm like, okay, we'll leave. I'm Tyrone. I'm here to fuck your wife. Okay. Well, but who is he to the forest? Is he
He
just
is my bonded mate.
my wife?
Oh.
And I guess bodyguard, if you will. He's been with me for many cycles.
I knew it. Does he speak?
He does. He prefers solitary. He prefers company of the quackers, actually, over most elves.
Glancing back over at the quackers.
Yeah.
There's 3, 4.
There's 3 big ones with the added one from you, as well as a baby, a bubba.
Any next to us?
Any next to you? No.
Okay.
Not immediately next to you. I mean, they're in the vicinity, but not immediately.
Cool. So yeah, Mother Sataria, obviously we've come a long way, and I understand you. We appreciate the hospitality, but of course there are many questions we have to ask. But there was that mention of Dragon Tooth. What was the purpose of your expedition?
We had heard of some strange occurrences occurring.
Occurrences go. Yeah.
Strange.
Oh, that's right. You weren't part of the prologue.
Strange happenings occurring in Dragontooth Ridge. People going missing. We had a lunar elf that also went missing in Dragontooth Ridge, which prompted the expedition.
Was he a close friend?
He was.
What was his name?
He was known by many as the Truth Seeker.
Wait, we've heard that before.
Yes.
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 Not
we
not
have.
in this
Not in
campaign.
game.
No, you heard it from
we,
Olivia.
We
Yeah.
have.
We heard it from
Do we
Olivia.
know his name was Maurus?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Olivia called him Malrus.
I'm gonna say, just to sound like I've got all the answers. Malrus, True Seeker.
This motherfucker.
Yes, he left us many cycles ago. He decided that he would do better among the mortal races of Siadarin. He travelled to Dunovan and spent most of his time there, I believe, as a military officer and a politician. As you know, us elves are no not able to hold positions of great power within the Siadarin Empire due to our longevity. The last that we heard was Maurus took an expedition into the mountains before disappearing. Once we had heard of this, we followed suit with a small party of elves and, like I said, found the doorway. There was a small skirmish from what seemed to be creatures that are unfathomable to the consciousness, after which we lost many good elves and the doorway was destroyed.
Where is this doorway?
I've never been there. All I know is that it's in Dragontooth Ridge.
So the other thing is because you said this material, the sword, is exactly the same material as the doorway, correct?
I said similar.
Similar, okay.
It reminds me, it has the same resonance
Okay.
as the material used. Other than that, I'm not too sure what else to tell you.
Well, how was the doorway destroyed? I'm just curious. Through...
It required a great sacrifice.
What does that mean?
One of our...
I need more lore.
Lore dump me, please. All over me.
I always say the worst. Like, it
Cover
could have
me
been
in lore.
It could have been
Cover
some
me in
dude
lore.
playing hero, but all I thought was, oh my god, they threw some dude into the fucking portal.
Cover me in lore and call me a player. I had to do it.
Something wrong with your generation.
Fuck,
Brother.
have you heard yourself?
Yeah, like...
To any who might be listening.
An elf by the name of Izel
Azel.
Faux et Pulcella.
Coachella.
Coachella.
How do you-
Pulcella. Pulchella.
Well, slow down, boy. P-U-L.
Is it
Azel?
Azel? Azel?
Izel.
Izel.
Isele.
Oh, okay.
Is Sally for Ed?
But yeah, Polcello. So
Pulchella.
okay, Jack, you're on it. Hit it. But so I do apologize for bringing up, like, bad memories of the experience that happened that day. It's just obviously we're just wanting to understand a bit more of who these people were that attacked our village and...
Yes, well, and to continue the answer before I answer that, she basically goes on to say Izel drew too much of the arcane power and basically combusted, which
Imploded.
destroyed the doorway.
Like, purposely did that?
Yes. It seemed to be the only way.
Was that the plan, or did he do that on his own accord?
No, it definitely wasn't
Okay.
the plan.
But could you not, like, just get some of the hillmen and just put their pickaxes and weapons and just knock it down? It's a door, right?
From what I heard, it occurred too quickly to ask for outside aid.
Well, don't you guys have, like, tools and stuff?
Not at the time.
So it's just magic. Like, you just had magic. Like, you couldn't just, like, shoot shit at it from a distance?
I believe they tried. They swung their swords, shot their bows, cast their spells. Nothing seemed to make a scratch.
So you had to lose someone to take this doorway down.
Definitely wasn't ideal.
I know this is great and all, and Oscar's still looking at the canopy.
Mm-hmm.
This is great and all to learn about, but we're here to find a boat.
Yeah, what does this door have to do with a boat?
Well, it's the people, because the sword matches what they found with the door. So maybe, would it be possible that another door has opened, allowing people or whatever to come through?
Possibly. We've never seen anything like it before. But it is possible. If this door has anything to do with what occurred at your village, then we may have very similar interests. In terms of the boats, I do have information that may please you.
Oh, well,
Oh,
Oscar stops looking at the canopy and glances over at the Great Mother.
16 days ago,
oh,
16.
fuck.
Okay, so about halfway through our walk. Yeah, go on.
No. Yeah.
I was like, was it?
there was sightings of 2 ships moving to the west.
2 ships.
Yeah.
Yeah, they took one.
No. They took.
They
2.
took 3. There was 3 in total because
Oh,
they took.
yeah. Oh, yeah.
Where was it sighted? Like, where did...
It was
They-
sighted by the sea elves to the south. They saw the ships moving closer than the usual trade routes allow through our district.
Did the elves do anything? Did they stop him, like attack him?
They saw no threat.
Did the border control come up and be like, "Hey, we need
Sure.
some extra goods"?
Do you fill out your declaration cards properly?
Anyone on a valid visa?
There was no threat. The sea elves did not see. They only remarked on it due to the unusual distance. Like I said, closer than usual. That raised no alarms.
Well,
So how did you find out about this? If it raised no alarms, why are they talking about it?
I said it was noted. Raised no alarms, but it was noted.
Just, I feel like you guys could have done something. You know, my
How
mum's
could
on
they
there.
have known?
Our family's on there.
How could they have known?
how would have they known?
I just feel like something could have been done.
How would they know?
So it went to the west.
Correct.
So this whole time during the serious conversation, I just want to confirm. Am I still getting the color sort of?
Yeah, it's.
I'm under the effect.
Again,
of
it's not like
mush
you're.
tea.
It's not like you're high. It's just a slight elevated perception. Everything's just a little bit funky.
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 alright.
But like I said, you feel nice and calm.
Ah, Sir Oscar's voice. Wow, great mother. No, I'm kidding.
Grandmother.
What? Nah. So Oscar turns into a surfer boy.
God. So Matthias is just getting upset that the sea elves didn't stop this boat. We obviously see it as a threat. They don't, but
Yeah. If we had have known anything different, perhaps we could have done something. But it's also not within the elves' interest to partake in matters that don't concern us.
That's fair enough.
No, that isn't.
Nah,
That's-
it is,
That's
it
not
is.
how you
Fair
build allies.
No, but who needs allies when you're in a forest so great?
So you can expand empire, bring your thing. You know what?
Okay,
I'm not.
now you're sounding like a citizen of the Siadarin.
I am not discussing this.
Quick
We've
question.
had too many conversations along this line behind closed doors at Oscar's or Zyle's house because law dump, we're non-biological cousins.
so Matthias is going to start getting upset and like, so you guys just sit in your forest all day, don't care about the outside world. When obviously people are losing their lives and towns are getting crushed. Why can't we all work together and help each other out? These are obviously some bad people.
Hey, Matthias.
I just want information as to where I can get my mum back.
Matthias.
I'm staring at.
They're literally
Derek.
helping us.
Yes, but they're beating around the bush. I got to see this matriarch and this matriarch. And now I got to go see the sea elves that don't do anything to help us catch these fucking boats.
We haven't met them yet, and they probably might help if we ask.
I'm just getting impatient.
I
You
know,
can
I know.
you can
been-
see tears welling up in Saitaria's.
I've
Oh
been
my-
walking for 20 plus
You know, fucking
days
going in.
and no
Feel
fucking
sorry for her.
answers. I just feel useless. What have I got?
you
I've got a hammer and a fucking bird and like tools and I've just been waiting.
Yeah, that doesn't make you useless. If anything, you're probably the most useful one here.
Oh,
Out of the four of us.
not yet.
And is
Matthias,
definitely the least
Oh,
useful
shit.
in the group.
Matthias is a little bit humbled at that.
You know, if anything, I'm probably the most useless in the group.
Oh my god, why is it all
All right, let's
depressing?
start having a pity party.
No, he's not saying that. I just want to say,
I love the
Oscar's not
drugs
saying
gonna
that
lay
to be
out. What
depressing.
if I am the problem?
No. Hold
Stop. You're so beautiful.
Hold up. Time out.
Just
Fishing for compliments.
No,
right
so
there.
Oscar's not saying that.
we got one.
Thank you. He's not saying that to bring the attention back on himself or be depressing or, you know, to be the vibe killer, if you would. He's just saying that not so much as emotional, but just a matter of fact, thinking about it. Ender can cook, Zyle can fight, Matthias can build shit, he can fix legs.
Fix legs.
Just fix legs.
Like a doctor with extra steps.
Matthias, fixer
He's
of
a
legs.
doctor without the qualification.
Fixer of legs on your obituary.
Qualifications, if you will.
Or qualification.
Qualification.
Quacker. We do it.
And with that, Saitaria sort of grabs your hand. She says, if there's anything that we can do that doesn't put elven lives at danger, I will help.
I don't want to put anyone in danger. I just want to stop the boats. Whoa, hold on.
That was very
Hold
Say
on.
that.
Oh my
Don't
god,
say
early
that.
2000.
Pauline, welcome back.
Rewind that one.
2001.
One call.
Whoa, woo. We're going to
If-
get some flack for that one.
If risk of your elves is a concern, may we request a scouting party by chance? Because if you've mentioned that only 2 boats have passed since then,
third.
there is a third, and we believe it may be docked directly to the north of this great forest. And if they are,
North of the forest.
well, like, you know,
Great
not-
Plains.
like northern coast of the forest, like, you know,
Like
because
the
like
east?
northeast. Sorry,
No,
yeah,
no, just to the east. It's not north.
east.
Isn't
north.
east and west?
Well, you're going back up north. You can't go east, otherwise you're hitting the fucking ocean. You get what I mean? Like you go along.
South is straight the ocean.
Aren't we in quote unquote Victoria?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're in Victoria.
You're basically where Melbourne is.
Yeah. So
See, I'm thinking we're in
northeast,
Sydney.
northeast.
No,
not
no,
that
no.
bad.
Traders
But I'm saying
Cove
go
is Sydney.
up, go north of the
I
coast.
get it.
It takes 20 days to walk to Melbourne from Sydney.
It actually takes longer.
Damn.
Yeah, I'm just suggesting because
Wait, hold
if
on,
you,
hang on. Let's have a look.
Like
Keep going. Keep going.
How many
make sure-
days to
because
walk?
Yeah.
if risk of your elves is concerned, we're just wanting to get information. And like I said, there's been 3 ships, 2 have passed what you've mentioned. So there's possibly one that may be docked close by, which could be useful for us to possibly investigate and, I don't know, maybe interfere and actually get some questions
Wow.
from a
7 days.
person that we might take prisoner. But again, the other thing I wanted to ask as well, again, I know I'm asking a lot of questions, but those 2 boats, was there a description of how they looked? Was there any name of the boat on the side that the sea elves may have potentially got from the distance?
Did we get a name off that boat?
We've got no flags, no names.
Well, like any
Fuck all.
symbol, anything to describe the boat as best as you can, like
They looked like simple merchant vessels.
All right, Nostos' Wind and Impolite Emu.
But we don't know if it had. No, it didn't have writing on it. We
The
just
other
knew.
2 did. The
yeah,
other 2 did.
did they have? Did they see those insignias of those 2 merchant ships?
It wasn't noted.
Sorry, are there 4 or 3 ships?
3.
Okay,
three,
so-
three.
They saw 2.
2 of
It
them.
was 3.
2 of them had words.
Yeah.
The elves also saw 2. Doesn't necessarily have to be those 2.
Yeah, but those 2 were captured.
And one is
the
missing.
ships that came back west had been noted earlier to follow merchant trade routes and travel east some
Okay, that's the 2 trade ships.
days before.
Okay, so-
That's Nostos' Wind and the Impolite Emu, which means the Raider ship hasn't been sighted yet, possibly.
But then again, we must understand that the raider ship did literally hit the whole dock, so it may have potentially been damaged, and they may have ditched it.
I don't know.
Yeah, like
It's potential. I'm just
But
saying.
It looked like something they'd done before.
I think Ender.
Yeah, I love that comment.
I think
It's
Ender's
so
onto
good.
something. Yes, we would like your permission to get a search party east, or whatever the fuck the direction is.
I guess
East.
it would be ideal for us, and I guess for the safety of everyone in the area, to at least have someone scout to see if there is an unnamed large ship.
With people
that,
brandishing.
As Oscar starts to rack his brain of details, a large ship that may have damage to the front of it because it crashed into a dock and is inhabited by at least 40 plus raiders.
Jesus, yeah.
Because there was two
'Cause we-
different-
We
Oh,
can.
there was also hold up, let me see if I can find that detail.
The more information, the better.
We have to.
Sorry, mother.
We have to head to the Soul Ring. So if you can get a party up there, check it out, or at least up the coast of the forest, check that out. Then by the time we get to the Soul Ring or the Water Elves, whatever, they can relay information back so we're not backtracking or double movementing.
I'm sure we can organize a party to scan the coastline. As I said, we're not prone to risking elven lives, but if a simple scouting mission will give you any information, then I'm sure that we can organize that.
Heavily armored man.
In terms of the Soul Ring, what is your purpose for?
Well, we've been to the other two, so might as well go to the third, right?
Well, we're here.
Yeah,
We're tourists after all.
Well,
travelers.
If you're intending on continuing after these ships, believing that they are possibly holding your families and friends, I can organize fast travel to the western edge of the forest,
Please. Yes.
to which your next destination would, I presume, be Blacksand.
Yeah.
Oscar immediately straightens up a little at mention of Blacksand and instinctively goes to where he keeps that dagger.
Yes. Yeah. How do we get to
What the
Blacksand?
fuck did you write
How-
Black?
Possible.
How is this?
I don't
fast
remember
travel?
Blacksand.
What is this? A
Fast travel, just fucking on Skyrim.
Wait,
open
yeah,
map.
where's the button? I don't know.
you, can't fast travel with enemies nearby.
Never should have come here.
And we can't do it because of Ender's fucking amulet.
Shit.
I just want the helpful hints on the loading screen. No, so Oscar is going to glance at the group and then look back at where he'd left his backpack. I assume it's out of sight, but in that general direction. And he's going to say, because he's currently under the influence of a heightened perception and is comfortably aware of his limits, Oscar goes, I suppose it would be nice to have better equipment if we are going to handle these raiders. Maybe someone to teach us a bit more about how to use our magic.
Hey, we got there in the end.
Can I say the M word?
You
I'm
can't
gonna
say the M word.
We're not. This is technically not the Empire. I don't think you're not going to conscript.
Yeah,
us,
but,
right?
yeah, but I'm just saying, like, we have to get used to not saying the M word
Great
when
Mother,
we're
are
in
you,
the Empire.
Are you going to conscript us? Are you going to sell us off to the Empire to be servants of the Emperor?
It wasn't in my immediate plan, no.
So it wasn't
Immediate
your
plan?
plan? What have you done? You've influenced her.
In terms of equipment, we can organize that. The armories of the Lunar Elves may be stocked with some extra gear that we can provide.
I immediately look at Zaya. Do you think they'll fit?
Looks you up and down, says,
I bite my lip.
I'm sure we can find something to suffice.
Just doubles
Yes,
the plate.
natural armor. What do you mean?
I need a lot of room in the pants.
It needs a lot of room to compensate, you know what I'm saying?
Put one step forward.
I'm sure we can organize something by the time that you leave the forest.
Cool.
We don't have as greater armory as what the Soul Elves may provide you, but we can ensure quick travel. So that decision I leave to you as a party.
Can the Soul Elves also do quick travel? Or can we get
Well,
like
you're going to be taking more travel to get to
Yes.
the Soul Elves.
Yes, for sure.
Basically, the decision I'm giving you guys
Yeah.
is you can take slightly lesser gear here and travel faster to the western edge of the Great Forest, or you can take more time to get better gear, but it's going to take you longer to get to the edge of the Great
Okay,
Forest.
so here's the
is the
moral-
decision I'm giving.
Here's the moral.
Can we take like a pause and discuss?
Oh, of
Yeah,
course.
yeah.
Actually, what we can do is we can go for our quick 5-minute break,
Oh,
sounds
good.
great.
I'm fucking
That's
busting.
and we'll be back
busting?
in a second.
There's been edging the whole time.
No, so
We'll be back.
Going live.
Oh, can we end the session, please?
Something's ending right now.
So,
This friendship.
Damn, bro. You're gonna speed up the pace, bro.
That was a slow clap.
Oh,
what have we all decided?
To do nothing.
we're gonna check out.
Fast travel.
Yeah,
fast
check
travel?
out the armory in here and fast travel.
All right.
We're going to check out the armory, get on the night recreational usage, and
Yes.
then leave.
Yeah, we're
Yes.
gonna party. Yes.
I figured you
We
did.
are still teenagers. So.
I'm a 19-year-old male. Give me fun.
Yeah.
Give me,
Going through a tough time.
give me
I
all the
needed-
visuals.
Okay, so Siadarin says, very well. We can head straight to the armory and we can hopefully supply you with some much needed protection. In terms of the scouting party, unknown whether or not they will be back by the time you leave, but we can send them off promptly.
Yeah, we can meet them halfway, maybe. Like by the time
it's
we
more
travel.
for your awareness, I guess,
Yes.
because they will, like they raided us. There's a good chance they'll raid someone else.
I mean, you guys are like so powerful, and no one has ever really dared to raid you guys. I feel like these guys are at the point where they could.
Well,
They probably wouldn't raid here in the mushroom ring.
Yeah. I mean, those wood elves will give them a damn fight for sure, because they are some scary motherfuckers.
Yeah,
I
that
will-
Ava Oscar tucks his hair behind his ear.
I will send you a message if anything.
Was that like via text?
Hey guys, it's Sataria.
When
Just
see
letting
a
you know.
message, someone's gonna deliver us a paper, you're gonna write to us.
Telepathically. I
Telepathy.
knew it. I so
Telepathy.
fucking called it.
mean?
Telepathic. Through message. Through, like, how many words can you
Yeah,
do?
but no, they
Yeah.
they wouldn't know.
in character.
For like
You guys
half a
wouldn't
second,
know.
I was like, Mitchum, what?
What's telepathic?
I can think inside your head.
Wait,
Whoa,
hold up.
wow,
You
that's
don't wanna
fucked
do that.
up.
You don't want to do that.
Get out of my head.
It's mostly a happy place.
Send a brief message, and you will be able to send a brief reply.
Like I can say it out loud, or I think it and you can hear it.
It hits Mitchum and he's like, yeah, LKOS.
It's like I speak on speakerphone, but I leave the phone on the other side of the room.
So yes, I will do that if anything of note comes up.
Will we know if you're listening to us? Like, can you just listen to us?
You'll have about 10 seconds after you hear the message.
Is your refrigerator running?
Because
Go catch it.
I can't tame my mind. I feel like,
I won't message you then.
yeah, good idea.
Okay.
So, message, scouting party, and okay. So next is the armory. So what's the go with?
Do they
the
use-
armory getting equipment? Because obviously we don't know what's to be expected. We don't know what they have.
We can head there now.
I do have a question though.
God, I hope
Why
that-
do you guys have the armory and not the wood elves?
The Wood Elves have an armory.
Oh, for
Oh, okay. They
See,
want that-
I knew they weren't hospitable people.
So-
All I got was dirty
But,
looks.
but why do we as in, in the mushroom ring, why do you guys have the armory? Do you guys have soldiers as well? I thought the wood elves were just the soldiers. The
all-
protectors.
The Wood Elves protect our realm. They protect our borders from anyone that may mean threat. Every ring of the Great Forests arm and train their citizens to be able to defend the forest if needed. The Lunar Elves, we venture into the outer world much more than anyone else
Oh, so it's more like for merchant.
for protection.
Okay.
And for when we have to perhaps do some scouting, we need to make sure that our citizens are protected with both skill and shield.
My dad always said if the plains people got organized, they could mount a pretty scary offensive.
I mean, I never thought about the plains people for a long time. I'll be honest, they're not really on my mind.
The plains people are a shattered and broken peoples.
Yeah, the disorganization kind of just over my head. I need like structure and
Yeah, that's what my dad would always say. If they had structure, they could amass a pretty scary force that could challenge part of the empire,
I could take
if
him.
not the whole empire.
you're going to see Matthias zoning out, just thinking of how he could structure the plains people.
This is the beginning of the
Not
warlord
in like
Matthias.
not in a villainous
Yasir
act, but
Al-Jabbar.
like Matthias is like, if he likes structure and he likes shit coming together, he's like, if he could put that to people, how powerful of a tool he could have. And that's a very dangerous thought.
Villain arc.
If anyone is thinking, that's a very dangerous thought.
See, I know I was joking,
But
Matthias Warlord question mark.
next Putin,
Not
call me
next
Stalin.
US president.
Um,
Next emperor of the rising sun. Next,
Jesus, we're going through it all.
what else has been? Next Roman.
Genghis Khan.
Genghis.
Oh, that's probably the best reference.
Khan.
That's the best reference. He conquered so many women.
What a Chad.
I mean,
He did.
Genghis Khan, the Chad.
What was it? 1 in 10 from Eastern Asia is directly related to Genghis Khan.
yeah, something like that.
Crazy stat.
Fuck, it is insane.
Man had quite a few concubines. Anyway,
Concubines.
so I suppose before this meeting is adjourned, is there anything you'd like to discuss with the Great Mother?
Yes, I would actually like to speak to her privately, if that's okay.
Okay. We can do that afterwards.
Yep.
Can I speak to Tyrone?
More than welcome to approach him.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Hi,
I'll
Robert.
do that as well.
No, I'm good.
I'm gonna run to my bag, get my shit together.
Okay. So I guess we'll go to Tyrone.
Oh, God, fuck. I don't even know what I'm saying, right? I just want to fuck with this dude.
Hey, Tyro.
He's just chilling back, standing. He watches you approach.
Sorry, was it Tyrone? Say it like just terribly.
The name is Tyrone. Tyrone ot Sitaria.
What the fuck is... Oh.
So
Tyro.
because
Tyro.
they-
Two
Yeah,
Sitaria.
two, yeah. So, how long have you known Saitaria? How long have you been at her side? More.
At her side, must be 300-400 cycles now.
Damn.
Known her, well, she led us to the Great Forest in the dark times. I've known her since I was but a child.
So she groomed her, huh?
Yeah.
Red flag.
Have you traveled outside of the Great Forest? Like other like after you guys came here, obviously.
No, I was born outside the Great Forest, and I saw enough in my brief time there to not want to go back.
Damn.
I just want to say for the record, Oscar's gone back with Matthias, and he is strumming his lyre.
At least it's the lyre.
Jesus.
What do you think it was going to be? The lute?
You could have been strumming something else.
No, Matthias doesn't. Matthias doesn't partake. I assume.
Honestly, I'm not getting the
He
reference.
doesn't partake in the flesh flute.
Oh,
Flesh flute.
Oh, yeah. So foul. Jesus. Nah, we're gonna just end NPC conversation. Walk away. Just,
Okay.
so yeah.
What would you like to say?
Is there somewhere a bit more private, just for a couple of moments of your time, so no one else?
At this time, basically the only people around is Tyrone.
Okay.
Everyone else has moved off to the packs.
Now, Mother
Sweet mother.
Mother.
Cynthia.
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 Oh, sorry. Cynthia. Hang on.
Jesus died for us. Cynthia.
Citaria, sorry.
Someone's been playing Pokemon.
Sorry, my bad, boys. Mother Citaria, I have so many questions that I don't know where to begin, and I'm just gonna be just discreet. And I take off the bandana.
With that,
Uh-oh.
Is your first question, is there something on my forehead?
What?
I don't trust these guys.
she is quite obviously startled at the symbol on your forehead.
See, that's not the reaction I was hoping
And
for.
she almost flinches back upon seeing it.
What does Tyrone do?
Tyrone, roll perception check.
He's got a weapon in hand or
got,
some
like,
shit.
Your head has left your shoulders.
6 lightsabers.
11. He goes from sort of like leaning back to standing, and he takes a couple of steps towards you. He doesn't approach any further than that.
The smoke rings turn
So-
to just a quick
Yeah.
wafted away.
So again, a lot of things happened. I describe as best as I can to her what happened with the orb, and I even show her the wombat. Just all these things that have occurred, and I go to her, "What does this all mean?" Like,
Do you show her the necklace?
the necklace is always showing,
Oh,
so
it's
it's always
always showing,
out. So I tell her, like, I don't understand what this means. Everyone keeps telling me there's something on my forehead. I can't see it. I just want to understand what
Are they pranking
is
me?
this? And what is this wombat? Where did this all come from?
So with that, she struggles to look at you in the eyes, and she looks almost flush for color. She was already pale, but she looks even more pale now.
Paler.
Paler. If she was a bucket, she'd be a pail.
Haha.
Man, are we bringing out the really shit fucking jokes right now? We're being serious here, man.
That was poor.
That was poor. Go take Switch to you.
I regret nothing. Okay, so as she
That's horrible.
as she looks at you, and again struggling to keep her eyes off of the symbol, she said, I heard that you weren't displaying the aura as many other arcane users do. This explains why.
What explains what? Like, what aura am I showing off? I don't see...
No, you do see the auras.
Okay, I do see the auras, but again, like, the aura to myself, my knowledge,
Yes.
I just don't understand what it means.
Yeah.
Like,
May I ask where you received the necklace?
this one,
Yeah.
it's my mother's. It was my mother's before she passed away. A few cycles ago, actually.
What was your mother's name? What is your family name, actually?
He's gonna laugh. Name's Ender Jurassic. My mother was Pina Jurassic. I knew you were gonna laugh.
Sorry, man. It's fucking funny.
What's wrong with Pina?
He's a child. He goes penis.
But yes, her name was Pina Jurassic, and I'm in
Jurassic. Jurassic. The name sounds familiar, but it's been many cycles since I've heard it.
So you've heard my family name?
Like I said, it sounds familiar, but it would have been 150 cycles since I heard that.
That's well beyond my parents when they were born, unless I don't know. What like is it the name, or I'm just now getting confused. Is it the necklace that's ringing a bell, like, or what's
No,
happening?
the name, but the symbol I can help you with. The
Okay.
necklace still perhaps explains it.
All right.
The symbol upon your head is the emblem of the Harbinger, also known as Thanatos' Harbinger.
Oh, isn't that guy a cunt?
She was an elf that was exiled from our great forest some 500-600 cycles ago.
So what does this have to do with me?
She was known as a very powerful sorceress.
Piece of paper.
Unto which, if she was known to go through many evil deeds
That's the month I was born.
and make deals with mortals that would see her being exiled. The deals of which would often grant them use of power in exchange for favors, which did not. She meddled with affairs that she should not have meddled with.
Okay, so curse, is what you're trying to say?
Oh, fuck yes.
I'm trying to understand, like, first, like, how do I get rid of it? Or whatever I've got.
I'll tell you what you cursed.
Have a bath.
Come and
You just
second Oscar.
Come in a second,
take
Oscar.
antibiotics, 2 tablets a day. Clear
So
up soon.
Thanatos, is that correct? Thanatos, she was a lunar elf. Is that correct?
Thanatos is the god of death.
Yeah, god of death. I know, but like you said, there was
The Harbinger.
the lunar elf Okay, gotcha. Now it's all coming together after everyone's kind of
Thanatos is Harbinger.
Yeah.
I don't even know what that means. Like, what?
Harbinger is like
The
to
bringer.
come before.
to come before. Yeah.
So prior to Thanatos?
No, Harbinger is kind of the can also be
prologue.
the herald,
Okay.
the herald
Okay.
of Thanatos,
Yep.
meaning she is basically the bringer of death.
Yep.
Chosen.
Oh,
Yeah.
so like if I was the harbinger of Satan, I don't know. I'd
Yeah,
be like
you could also be the harbinger of light.
everything I do is like for like in
Yeah.
Satan's wrath type thing. Okay,
You're the
fair.
harbinger of love. Are you like virtuous or are you just fucking?
Fuck him, bro.
I'm here before the orgy. I'm here to get started.
Okay,
It's
so
like hero gasm.
So yes, she's basically the bringer of death.
so what does this mean for me?
It means that you're in her service now.
Again, how do I get rid of this?
Well, did you read the contract before you signed it?
Again, there was no contract. There was no nothing. Like, how? Why?
Well, there was.
Again, he doesn't remember. I know, but he's
The
just like,
fine print will get you every time, man.
As far as I'm aware, there's no way to break the spell until you have served. Her location I can give you.
her location. Okay.
She was last sighted some fortnight ago.
Okay, that's very specific. Go on.
Fuck me. That's like ridiculously close.
We keep tracks on the exiled, as she is the only one from the Lonely Wood that has been exiled. She frequents the plains, the Great Plains.
Wait. Never mind. I'm not here.
That's the only information I can provide you at this time.
Okay. You've been a great help, Mother.
Yeah.
Have you experienced other people also become her servants, as you say, in a sense?
Not in many cycles.
Can we just talk about Daniel's fucking notes?
Oh, I was just like,
Unionize the great forest.
Yeah.
Unionize the plains people.
unionize the plains people.
No way. You're already starting
need
an
fair
argument.
work.
Seize the means of production.
We want fair wages for all.
All right. So 14 days ago in the Great Plains. Okay, that's perfect.
That's a hot lead, man. That's wow.
If you wish to know more, I would suggest seeking her out.
I understand she's exiled, but is she approachable, or will she be a threat in my sense?
She was exiled due to her threat,
Due to her threat, copy. So
both to herself and to others.
okay.
Surprised you haven't died yet, to be honest. Like,
I know, I'm getting there. No, I appreciate that, Mother. That is all the questions I have to ask. And thank you for everything you've done so far.
Of course.
And I do ask her, and as well as Tyrone, if they could sketch the symbol, just so, like, I'll have it sketched at the end of the session if possible. If they can, like, draw it on the ground, like a rough mark.
Yep.
But yeah, no, that's it for me. I'll slowly head back and then move on.
Okay, so for the sake of brevity,
Fast travel!
you'll all head to the armory along
yeah.
with Sartaria and Tyrom and Tej. Within the armory are relatively basic equipment. Most of it is off limits due to it being the armory for the elves, and most of the gear is spoken for. However, there is enough leftover gear that I can grant most of you what you want.
Oh,
So,
most of us. Who misses out?
I'll just go from
we
order.
might all want two things. We all get like.
Can you
one.
start on that order?
I don't think
I'm
he's gonna be
thinking.
like-
All right, we'll start with you.
Hell yeah.
Okay.
So, in terms of weapon equipment, is there anything particular you're looking for?
Any honor guy.
What you will be provided What you'll all be provided with will be probably like an adventurer's backpack worth of shit, so rope, all that sort of stuff. Much of what you already have already. You'll be provided with things like rations, that sort of stuff. Food that will be able to tie you over until you are able to harvest your own.
Med kit things.
Yeah, you can definitely have
Like
some type
anything to
of things.
sanitize wounds, like alcohol.
I can just give you a healing kit.
Yeah.
Mush
that's-
tea.
Probably
Can I
take,
get a kilo of that shit?
probably take a few mushrooms for the go.
So essentially, Matthias wants to harden the apron on the inside, so his apron is his armor.
Like reinforce it.
Yeah, that's the word I'm looking for. So just like thicker leather. Because it is leather, but it's not like it'll stop a sword. But I want it to at least reduce the slashing damage of a sword.
Okay, so if you
That's my
want to,
intention.
we
Plus
can.
2 apron, if you will.
It won't be a +2 apron, but
Damn.
for the purposes of your apron, we can. It wouldn't have provided you armor beforehand, but we can make it just provide regular leather armor.
Yeah.
Because you are relatively unprotected as well.
That's really all I want. Like limited stuff. That's all Matthias is getting inspiration for. He doesn't want a helmet or anything like that.
Yeah.
Maybe goggles.
Goggles.
'Cause I can imagine Matthias has his magnifying spectacles.
So you want just like what?
I want goggles
Like to keep
But
out
underwater.
to keep. No.
No, like
to keep
Are
out
you
dust
trying
or
to-
steampunk
dust,
goggles.
You know, I'm in the zone. Sweet. Let me flick down my goggles.
Right.
They can tint for welding. I don't know.
probably not to that extreme, but you can definitely have some type of goggle type thing.
Really, just cosmetic.
Yeah.
Like, so they're not. It doesn't have a magnifying glass anymore. It's
Yeah.
magnifying goggles.
Right. Okay. Yeah, I'm sure we can work something out.
I can imagine you have like the Spy Kids thing.
Yeah. So reinforced apron is essentially just leather armor. That's how I don it and doff it.
Yep.
And goggles. Does anyone have a brush?
Anything for weaponry? Or are you happy with the weapons that you already have?
I got a light crossbow and a fucking bird.
Yep.
I'm good.
Any type of clothing change or
We're in summer, so I'm not going to be wanting any winter clothes. Can I get, I guess just like a clean pair of underwear?
Yep. No, yeah.
Bro,
you don't have
he's
to
very
specify
specific
that.
here.
Changing
He's
from
asking the real question.
changing from the baggy clothes to more of like the pocketed clothes, like not baggy loose, but
you
like,
can basically choose whether or not you keep your wood elf clothing that you've been given, or you can switch over to the lunar elf clothing.
Yeah, I'll do that. I want to do that.
Yep.
And that's really all I would think I'd have.
Cool. All right, next. Oscar.
What is the difference between, like, what is the moon elf garb, the lunar elf garb?
So the lunar elf garb is more. It's almost like, if you kind of imagine, like almost like a kimono type deal. So there are pants, but it's sort of more of like a sashed robe over top rather than a shirt per se. Almost kind of toga type ish as well.
Okay. And it's form fitting. It doesn't restrict movement.
No, it's very free flowing.
Is it as free flowing as the wood elf garb, or is it?
Probably slightly more so.
Okay. Oscar's gonna take the lunar elf garb, but he wants it as his spare clothing. So when he goes into civilization again, that's going to be his more formal attire.
Okay.
So he's gonna neatly fold that away in his backpack.
For the purpose of it, you'll have like a couple of changes. Like you get a couple of them
Okay, sweet. So
for travel.
he's going to pick the nicest looking one as his new formal attire in town whenever that happens again, if it happens again.
All right.
He's going to keep wearing the wood elf garb. What are my options? What am I looking at?
You've got so mainly in here you've got spears and bows. There are a couple of smaller shields available, and a number of curved blades similar to what Tej was wielding.
So I'm gonna get one of those because the Raiders sword just brings back bad memories. So he kind of wants to toss that.
Okay.
If you trade it in, it'll cost you less.
Yeah. So I'll do a straight swap.
Try to get the newer model.
I'll just put that down to say that if you guys want to reuse the materials on that, be my guest. I'll take one of the lunar elf curve blades.
Curved swords.
One of them. Mm-hmm. I'll look for a smaller blade or a hatchet if they have one.
Hatchet, no. There are multiple probably knives that you can probably grab.
Is there one that's thicker that would be better suited to cutting larger objects?
Probably not.
So no Siax or
Nah.
Zax, I should say. No, that's all right. I won't go for the daggers or anything then. What kind of protection is in here?
So you've got the majority of it seems to be the type of fibrous-y leather that was also kind of seen with the wood elves. So it's not animal leather, but it's made out of some type of fiber that gives the exact same effect.
Gotcha. And is it just like a vest or?
Yeah, so there's also some basic chainmail.
Sorry? So basic chainmail.
Yeah. not chainmail, but it would be a chain
link.
shirt.
Type thing, yeah.
So it's medium armor, not heavy.
Chain
any
shirt.
increase.
Well, that's different. The chain shirts don't.
They're pretty dope though.
Yeah, but
look
they
cool.
don't impose game mechanic wise. They don't impose disadvantage on stealth, which is good. Oscar's gonna put on a chain shirt and stick it underneath, in between layers of clothing. Actually, no, it's hot. He's gonna take the leather, not the chain shirt.
Okay.
Oh, I could have just gave you my leather armor.
No, I
probably
want the Moon Elf one.
prob-
I want
probably-
the fiber armor.
Probably.
I want the
wouldn't fit.
eco-friendly,
So
the
you
animal-friendly.
It's made to order. anyway.
You can choose. I mean, it doesn't change anything for purposes of your AC, but there are sort of like leather caps that you can sort of take.
Oh, no thanks.
Helmet. Leather helmet type thing if you
No
want to take
thanks.
that.
Hair's got to be flowing.
There are the leather cords that the lunar elves wear as well, that like Tej wears.
Cords.
Yeah, it's sort of like a cord around the.
Nah, I'm alright.
Ooh, that looks pretty dope. Matthias might take something like that just to hold his hair back.
Yeah, I won't. I still got my hair tied. Is there a spyglass?
No.
Damn it.
No, there wouldn't be a
What a question, though.
I was hoping you might
that's
just chuck a
definitely-
sneaky yes there because it's like, fuck you, let's find that boat.
Most elves don't require aids for their visual
yeah, right.
visual aids.
Gotcha.
Every time I look at you, that's what I get.
It's probably the worst.
Visual aids.
Probably the best kind of aids you could get is visual aids.
I don't know. Hearing aids probably helpful as well.
Yeah.
He's got a point. He's got a point.
Nah,
He's
nah.
got a point. Teaching aids.
No one needs them.
Just aids.
Sorry.
Just
I think aids is like bottom of the barrel.
It's not fair. I just got the regular kind.
Yeah, band-aids, they're good.
You guys got the DLC? Fuck.
Anything
Update
else?
that, Pat.
Anyway, keep shopping.
Yeah, I'll take one of those adventure packs. Could you
Yeah,
give us a list of
yeah.
what's in it after?
Yeah, we all got.
Well, it should be in the player's handbook.
Yeah. That'll do me.
All right. What are you after, Mr. Zyle?
The highest rated armor you can give me. Plate, preferably, if it's available.
No, there's definitely no plate. But yeah, the chain shirt's probably the highest that you can get.
So when I add that, is that just chainmail? Or add that as chainmail?
Chainmail's heavy. Chain
chain
shirt's an
link?
actual thing.
Is that what it's called?
No, it's called chain shirt.
Oh, okay, it is chain shirt. Okay.
I think it's a 14 plus dexterity. AC 14 plus dexterity.
These curved blades, are they scimitars game mechanic wise?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Any like sort of axes? One-handed,
axes.
two-handed? No. I want a cape.
A cape.
I'm talking like you get that like blue purplish kimono.
There are
looking
no
thing.
capes, but there are cloaks.
I'm big enough. Hear me out. I'm big enough that it would be a cape on me because like if you get like a six foot person's like no wait what am I 6'9"? If you get like a 5'5" sort of person's cloak, I'd be broad enough that it won't end here. It'll end on my shoulders. So it's like a cape. Can we just say that? Just it's a cape, man. It doesn't give me fucking anything.
If you want a cape, you can have a cape.
I want a damn fucking cape. And because it's a cloak, it comes with a hood as well, which is also something I wanted. Is that correct?
A cloak has a hood.
Yeah. So
Well, I
that-
mean, capes and cloaks are very much fucking the same.
okay. So I want a cape with a hood.
A hooded cape.
Yeah.
A hooded cloak.
Hooded cape.
They're the same.
It has to
fucking
be a
thing.
cape.
They're the
It has
exact
to
same
end
thing.
here,
They're
not
the
here.
the cloaks and capes are basically the exact same thing. They're just different words for the same thing.
No, a cloak goes around, a cape sits on your back. It's like, you know what I mean?
I don't think you understand what the purposes of these are in history.
Well, I don't know what a cape is for. I think they're just
A
like
cape is a cloak.
It's an accessory.
They're usually used for travel. You usually don't end up having a bedroll. You end up using your cloak to like wrap yourself in when you sleep it. When you're
like
traveling
an
rough.
apron. No, fair enough.
Not like an apron.
It's not an apron, bro. I have an apron.
Like
I'm a
his
chef.
apron. Like his apron. He literally sleeps in his apron.
Yeah, but that's him.
Yes.
Usually my apron is used as a bedroll.
A cape would be more ceremonial and would
Yes,
have absolutely no purpose.
That's why I
Think
want
of
it.
Frodo.
Okay, so
Yeah.
you want a cape that has no fur.
Fuck yeah.
All right.
I want a crown if you can give it to me, but
Yeah.
wait, can you?
I'm sure we can find you some like basic silver jewelry if you really want.
Man wants
it.
to fucking be the
Any
new
like
Wiz.
crown?
crown.
No, okay. Fair enough. Can I get a map of the southern
There are no
areas? Oh fucking! What are these guys?
They're in-
All seeing. Fucking. Oh goodness. I have a long sword. I have a short bow. No, I have a long bow.
Just adding all my.
I have a dagger. Got all the provisions, mid kit, yada yada. I hate to say it, but I can't think of anything else I would need.
All right.
But yeah, that'll be it.
Cool. And what was you after?
Armor wise, I'll probably go, if you do have it, some padded leather. Padded leather.
They can give us leather and we can pad it ourselves.
Yeah, I just thought if they had padded leather, it would be nice.
Ooh,
They
yeah.
could possibly have some studded leather.
Okay. Yeah, I'll if there's studded leather, I'll go for that.
Ooh.
Weapon wise, I'm gonna dispose of what I got from Trader's Cove. So obviously, I had a short sword and a shield, and they're in pretty bad state considering how they are. So I'll ask if they had any elvish shields, because you did mention there was one.
Yep.
Yep, I'll take one of the shields. I'm gonna take a short sword of theirs that they have.
They've got no short swords.
Do they have anything in a single-handed weapon?
Scimitars are single-handed.
Okay, yeah, I'll take a scimitar. And I will also take 2 daggers.
2 daggers.
Clothing-wise, since obviously we're going to be on the walk up northeast, going to need some boots. Do they have boots? Because I know...
Yes.
Okay. I'll
Elves typically don't wear footwear in the Great Forest.
In the
but
Great Forest,
out of
out
the
of
Great
the-
Forest, they do.
Oh
Okay.
yeah, I'm taking boots.
yeah, so I'm taking the boots because I'm not going to step on any bindies on the way there.
You guys need shoes.
You guys need shoes.
Scoreboard.
Clothing-wise... What happened to our clothes after we pretty much exchanged them? Were they just pretty much given back to us in a pretty poor state? Like, I understand they were clean.
Yeah, I assume you probably would have.
Were they patched up
carried
or?
them. Nah.
No. Okay. Well,
Or in Matthias's case, they were ripped into rags.
ripped into rags. Okay. What kind of? Do they have like very darkish clothes? Because I know I'm wearing like kind of an olive green.
Yeah,
type top.
so the clothes here are different shades of blue to a dark blue. Nothing black, but like you can get pretty like dark blue.
Okay. I'm gonna just get a kind of a dark blue top, and I'll just keep the brown pants on me. And then I guess with the shirt that was given to me, I'm gonna keep it, put it in my backpack, so when I do come back, I can wear it. But that's pretty much it. That's
Cool.
me.
All right.
Sorry to double back.
Yes.
This is like just one last thing. Okay, 2 things. One for the group.
Actually, we won't say studded leather. We'll just say normal leather for you.
Yep, that's all good.
Do they have helmets? I know helmets don't do anything.
Yeah.
But
For cosmetic reasons, there are leather helmets.
anything steel?
No, no metal.
That's so lame. Anyway, the med
Wait,
pack.
the weapons aren't metal?
Now they're made of sticks and mushrooms.
Beat you with.
Hardened.
Can we get a big enough mushroom? Can we take a big enough mushroom to use as like stopping our fall damage? No, hear me out. That is, I'm
You
strong
have
enough.
me for that.
Land on him.
Land on you.
No, you'll see.
Oh yeah, you
You'll
got.
see.
I thought you were going to go a different route and be like, can I use a mushroom as a club? But
I eat the mushroom. Will I grow?
Ding, ding, ding.
In the med packs, what is there just so we can write them down and stuff?
General.
You don't. Yeah, it's just a medicine kit. in the player's handbook, it's just general shit. Bandages.
That's what I was going
Do they only like just stop wounds from getting worse? Stabilize.
You can use them without having to roll for a check to basically stabilize an ally.
Okay, stabilize. Yeah, cool.
And for roleplay purposes, just general whatever.
Yeah.
It's an adventurer's kit that we got.
Adventures back.
Yeah.
I don't think.
So do I just add that
Like
on D&D? Just
Yeah.
the adventures back? Because I think I got...
Yeah.
That.
And in that, it should tell you. I think it's like rope and that sort of shit.
Yeah.
Obviously, yeah, you don't get double ups on everything. You just get everything that you need to make up an adventurer's backpack.
Yeah, sweet.
No, that's cool. So with that out of the way,
there is no adventurers back.
I think was it not called adventurer's backpack?
It's called
Explorer's pack?
Explorer's Pack. Yeah.
Oh yeah, sorry, you got the two choices.
you got the Explorer's Pack.
Dungeoneers and Explorers. We'll say Dungeoneers.
Yeah.
Dungeoneers. Oh, we're getting crowbars, boys.
Hey. Torches. There you go. You can see.
Torches. Oh, and one quick question I forgot to ask: do they have nets? I know, like maybe I don't know. The spiders may have like they got a silk and have nets. It'd be nice because if we're along the coast, I can go quickly fishing.
Just go fishing.
Nets, I would probably say not, just because there'd be no purpose for them in the mushroom ring.
Yeah.
If you're with the sea elves, they'll definitely have some.
Yeah.
They've definitely got like sacks.
Like those little things.
If you want a
You know
sack.
when you scale it, like
Like what kind of? What do you mean by like a sack? Like
Well,
that?
just what they use to sort of gather the mushrooms.
Oh,
Large
okay.
sacks.
Well, in that case,
Yeah,
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 I'll
right.
grab a sack so then when I'm exploring, I can
Climb.
grab food as I go. So yeah, I'll definitely take that. So
I
I'll
can't
do
quite
that
climb
as well.
it yet, but it's like when you're descending, so you can loot.
But cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
Cool.
So I don't have any money. Do we have to pay? How do we thank
I
you?
don't
for-
have any money.
How else can
Something
I pay
else?
you?
Could I clean your...
Siadarin sort of says, "Please take this as a gift from me to you."
Oh, thank you.
I now have 2 backpacks.
I now have...
No, you don't get double ups on that.
No, like I have my travel bag, and now I have the Dungeoneers bag.
Oh,
It's like a Nike bum bag.
No, but my travel bag.
Shame.
Has,
Oh, eat swat, dog.
my travel
Come on,
bag has
in.
my bedroll,
Ooh.
my fishing spear, my handpan drum, my loot, and now my lunar elf garb.
So he has a bag of holding.
I have a bag of instruments and
Wait,
spear.
actually, I could make one.
You
Cytaria.
can make a bag of holding.
I have a
don't think
satchel.
yet, but soon.
I have a satchel that has a
make a
fishing
bag of
knife,
holding?
a pan flute, some spare string, and a water skin.
And
And now I have a fucking Dungeoneers pack.
we did
Pain's like carrying like
Building it.
I
a
feel like
person technically. in
I
a
feel
sense.
like a pack mule, and yet I'm not encumbered yet. I'm still unencumbered.
The way I picture Matthias is like,
Wait, hold on, let me put it on.
what's his name?
Samwise.
Yeah,
With like the big ass
the hobbits.
backpack. Fucking...
The hobbits rolling around with a big ass backpack.
I'm still unencumbered.
Yeah.
okay, so
one question.
yes,
My wombat. I
they're the armor.
Yes.
No.
Combat wombat.
Cytaria. My wombat can grow.
Yes.
And like obviously, do you have a saddle that I can potentially put on it or like something that I can carry out goods?
No saddle,
Fucking heavy. Mine's
but
40.
I'm sure they can quickly fashion you some type of harness that will allow it to carry packs onto it.
I would love that.
So he
and
could be
my
out
wombat looks very alone, very like he's confused. Like, what's my purpose?
So yes, if you wish it to be basically a pack horse, yes.
Okay. Yeah, that's technically what I was going for. So cool. No, that's all good. Cool.
Now, is there anything else before we get the show on the road?
Healing. Is there any healing?
Okay,
Any healing kind of goods that we can have?
you can take
Well, you have me.
You can take the medicine pack.
Okay, sweet.
Medicine
Medicine
kit.
pack. Okay, sweet.
I'm not taking the medicine.
I'm taking the medicine. Fuck you. I need
I've
medicine.
got. I've
I thought we were
got.
all given the same thing.
I've got first aid
refusing
kits.
to take them.
Oh, you don't have to take anything if you don't want
Dude,
it.
I'm taking it all. It's free. What the
Actually-
fuck is wrong with you guys?
If I don't need to take it, I might not take the Dungeoneers pack, but I will take the food rations.
Because I will end up having to get you guys after this. Your homework until next session will be calculating how much weight you're carrying.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
the
I
other
just
thing.
did that.
That's
I'm
what.
129 pounds, but I'm still considered unencumbered.
Actually, how much am I?
You guys,
But that's about to drop.
You guys are in trouble.
83 pounds. I made sure to keep it light.
Yeah,
Dude.
because they're like, even if you are going to be unencumbered, there's going to be different travel rates.
I'm
why the wombats
so...
But the wombat will also alleviate a lot of that. But if that is it,
Combat.
everyone roll initiative.
Never should have come here.
So, for the sake of just trying to speed things up, because I realised that we've spent a lot of time in the Great Forest, and although it's been really fun,
Have we?
A few episodes.
a few episodes,
Oh,
and it's been fun seeing you guys discover everything, and we've had a good couple of times here, but we do need to speed things along because I realise that there are some of us here that also want to do some things like combat.
okay.
So,
Single me out. It's fine.
again, this purpose of this is to keep everyone entertained, and I think we've had this is our 10th episode of basically role play. I mean, there's been a little bit of combat here and there, but
Yeah.
in the first couple of episodes.
Except for you guys.
So
Don't actually know. Definitely.
you spend the rest of the afternoon getting all your kit ready, making sure everything's good to go. Saitaria more or less informs you that Tej will be allowed to escort you to the edge of the Great Forest and no further.
So Tej has got to stay.
Yep.
Aw.
She, again, reinforcing the belief of not risking elven lives for anything that they don't have to. She informs you that the scouting party has been released, and I would assume most of you would probably take the afternoon to rest up and basically short rest before partaking in the nativities.
I will do my skill, my chef skill, and during that time, I will create 6 special foods, and I will keep them with me.
Okay.
3 are laxatives, 3 are
3
filled with mushrooms.
I will Song of Rest. I'll just continue playing my lyre, and it's just a very lazy, relaxing tune, kind of like just that soft background music. I can't think of the word. Lo-fi. Oh,
Dude. Lo-fi girl.
What a genre.
As day comes to night, you notice that the lunar elves begin to wear more revealing clothes. Not to nudity standard, but begin to wear sort of clothes that sort of show off their midriffs, show off
beat
their
off the
legs, and that sort of stuff a little bit more. As it gets to dusk and nighttime, the forest more or less comes alive with bioluminescent mushrooms, fireflies, pixies and fairies become a little bit more common. Within a matter of a couple of hours, the forest goes from basically this almost lifeless looking area to bustling with people and quackers. And you notice that the majority of the elves have their own bioluminescent markings covering their bodies.
That's so sick.
Tattoos.
Basically like tattoos, yeah. Different types of markings that cover faces,
Well,
legs.
Fuck yeah. Matthias is going to do some magical tinkering and make his little, leather cord around his band glow a blue.
Okay.
So I'm going to take it off and just
Dip it
can't
in
describe how he does it.
You'd probably be able to find some plasm of some type on it.
Yeah, and he's just coats it in that, and it glows more than bioluminescent.
Okay.
It's tinkering. It's a thing I'm doing.
It's a flashlight.
Yeah,
It's a head torch.
It's a
head
okay.
torch.
Yeah, anyway, you are invited by Saitaria. Oh, and music fills the air everywhere as well. Nearly every single elf that you see, if they're not dancing, they're playing some type of instrument.
Oh, say less. Oscar is going to take the opportunity to pick the brains out of the musicians he finds.
Okay.
Compare instruments and show off the handpan drum that Matthias crafted for him that one time. Show off the loot he got from a sailor abroad. And just ideally, he wants to come across as warm and pleasant and engaging as possible and make the most out of the interactions.
And as you do that, none of the elves slight you in any way. They're more than happy to talk about their craft and their passions and share upon you the knowledge of, I guess, probably in the few hours that you're sort of with them, I'd say you pick up 2 songs,
Oh, sick.
Nice.
Okay.
two lunar elf songs.
What are the tones? Are they like what's the mood?
One of them sort of more of a somber, calm, relaxing background sort of track, whereas the second song is a bit more of a lively jig type tune that encourages, and anyone who hears it basically can't help themselves but at least tapping their feet.
Matthias has the foot tap going.
Yeah.
Look,
Somewhat out of sync.
little boogie in his tushy. Yeah.
Throwing it back.
Oh, that's the kind of music.
As your night proceeds, Siadarin invites you as her guest to become part of her sort of own, not exactly party, but
Family.
gathering. Never turn your back on family. As the night progresses,
Can she sign my shirt?
smoke fills the air, spores fill the air, and before you know it, you're unable to walk straight.
Paralysis.
Oh, goodness.
All you remember is being giddy, happy.
We're going to wake up like the campaign started. On the beach, hungover, clothes missing.
And
It was all a bad dream, but we're ready this time.
you, from what you remember, it is a fantastic night. And you awaken at the western edge.
Oh,
That's how you fast travel.
I see how it is.
Real high.
man.
So that'll be
It's
20.
a Saturday night. Just get blackout and end
So
up
you
home.
awaken at the dawn. Not too groggy, but you awaken with Tej near you.
It's now the 27th.
It is now the 27th Thermo,
27.
and it is about 0500.
Oh, goodness.
And that will be the end of our session.
Woo! Okay, that was actually a pretty
Good
good session.
shopping session.
A lot of